Okay, okay. Hello, hello. Okay. And those of you who've never Zoomed before, there's a button you can press and it's gallery view. So you can see everyone at once. Unless you're on your phone. I don't know if it works when you're on your phone. But on your computers, it says speaker view or there's a gallery view. It's like the little boxes, checker boxes. So if you want to do that, you can. Okay. So glad everyone's here. And it makes me so grateful to see all of your excitement and your desire to learn, especially those of you who have not onboarded yet. It's even more important. Hey, Holly.
Hi.
Oh, I was going to change your screen name. Oh, gallery view. Oh, too many buttons. Touch screen. Rename. Okay. Thanks, Kelly, for changing your name. Okay, so now we know who's who. Okay, I'm recording already. So, Holly, I was in the beginning, I just talked about really quickly to brush up on what we talked about before. I was just saying how it's so much easier to have all the sizes for that issue. I was just informed by Rose on the phone about the issue with the rearranging stuff. And I was like, that's why I love having everything in a different size, because I am so lazy. I don't even like dragging my sizes up to the right thing, you know? But we'll talk later about it. But I wanted to let you know that was addressed. Okay. Hey, Taya. So important about keeping goals really quick. Just want to talk about that first. So why, I want you guys to talk to, but what's one reason why you like to keep goals or why you think it's important? And so anyone can unmute and talk.
I think it's important because can everyone hear me? My computer froze.
Well, yeah, it's so funny because you're eating your food like frozen on my computer, but it's like from you, and I'm like, okay, Rose.
Oh, you're welcome. But no, I think goals are really important because it helps you like keep your to have like high goals, not just like to have like little steps to reach that big goal, but it's important to have those so you have like an end game, so you have like you know what you're doing, you know where you're going, and you have a purpose.
Absolutely. I love that. That's awesome. The purpose. So goals help us have purpose. I'll write that down. Anyone
You're
else?
welcome. You can quote me on that.
I think, I'd love to have everything up in here, right? Up in the brain, up in the head. Like, I just feel like I'm going to remember everything and I don't. And so I need to write everything down. But sometimes I forget. And especially with your goals, it's so important to physically write them down so you can look at them. And I think that makes you more accountable for them, but it also makes them more real. Like, this is really a goal. Like, I need it written down and I need to see it. I need to see my goal every day. And it gives you something to work towards. I'll give you an example. One person in the company, Jimmy Bagley, some of you know of her. And one of her goals that she has is so cute. And I'm like, ooh, I want that to be my goal too. Is she wants a lazy river at her house. Like, how cool is that? I'm like, dude, I want a lazy river at my house. Like, I love lazy rivers. Like, that is the best part about going to the water park, just laying back. And she's like, and so, like, she has that goal. And like, that's a goal that she's working towards. And she's kind of funny. Like, she's a unique individual in LuLaRoe because a lot of LuLaRoe consultants have family and like kids or they're married or whatever. And she's not. And she's like, I have a son. He's my dog. And it's kind of cool for her to be like just a single woman advocate, because a lot of women are families or whatever. But anyway, so it's really cool. But she's like, yeah, I don't really have a kid that I'm trying to have a goal towards or whatever. My goal is to have a lazy river in my house. And I just love that. And so like Rose said, your dreams can be big. But if you don't have something that you're working towards, you're kind of just floating and just not really having that goal or that mindset of having that dream or desire. And so like, I want you guys all to think about as we're talking, and whether you want to share or not, I'll open it up at the end if you want to. Like, what is your dream? Like, what's your biggest dream? Like, what do you want? And then that's how understanding and knowing what you want and what your dream is and what your desires are going to help you shape your why, and they're going to help you in your business. Because when you have something working that you're working towards, that's something bigger than you, right? Like a dream or a big desire, it's going to help you work harder. It's going to help you be successful. It's going to help you have confidence in yourself, and it's going to help you through those hard days like I had on Friday. Like such a hard day. I was like, Matt, like I seriously like up and down the whole day, which is like the day after of Inspire tour, which I should be like inspired. I was just like, I want to quit, just because I was so tired, I think, and everything was magnified to me. But also, it just gets hard sometimes, guys. I know it gets so hard. Like LuLaRoe is not easy, and like that's something that people don't talk about enough, is like how hard it is. Well, actually, I feel like a lot of people do talk about it, but some people don't listen. That LuLaRoe is really hard, and it takes a lot, especially those first 90 days. The hardest days are the first 90 days. And if you didn't, when you had your first 90 days. So if you're like, that wasn't that bad, then you haven't had your first 90 days. Like, I guarantee you that. And I know people who haven't maybe in their first 90 days because they were working another job and they couldn't figure out how to do both or whatever. And that's what's cool about LuLaRoe. Just start over. You can start over your first 90 days whenever you want. It can really be your whole LuLaRoe career could be a set of 90 days over and over again of working towards those goals that you want to get over and over again. And if you like go 30 days and you're like, dang it, like I didn't really do these 30 days as I want to, guess what? You have a new month. Like, it's so awesome. Like, you're never screwed, with a lack of better term. You can always start over and rehab those first 90 days because they're so important to hustle and bustle. And a lot of people look at me where I'm at and they're like, oh, like Jessica just has it so easy because she started in January and it was just so much easier to start in January. And I was like, and like she can go on all these vacations. She's out of town like every other week. Look at her. She doesn't have to do anything. No, and it's like, yeah, I do go on vacation a lot, but I've worked my buns off to get to where I'm at right now. Like one of the few only people who really know, Holly knows a little bit like after 3 months or 2 months, but Lacey knows, Andy knows, like, and Heidi, like how 24 freaking 7 LuLaRoe, guys, for the first 6 months at least, especially when I was cruise qualifying, like so hard. But my goal was, I had 2 things. I was going on that cruise. When I first learned about that cruise, I was like, you know what? No matter what, I'm going on that cruise. So I had sales every day. And I did whatever I had to do. I had made friends. I got uncomfortable. I went out there and I put myself out there online and everything. And I worked my buns off, right? And I created relationships with people so that I gave them a reason to come back to me. I said, you know what? I am a freaking awesome LuLaRoe consultant, and here's a reason why, and I would share things with myself and I would remember things about them. Like, oh my gosh, how is this? The certain things that my customers would tell me, and I give them reasons to come back. Or I give them a little coupon, like, here's $5 LuLaCash, come spend it with me. It's like they have $5 off. Of course they're going to come back. Like different things that I would do it that way, coupons at first. And then I would think of other ways and I would get them to come back to me because I was going to cruise qualify and I needed those loyal customers to get there. And my other goal was I wanted to be a trainer. When I heard about that, I was like, what? You can get paid besides like having sales by sponsoring people? And I was like, well, sponsoring people is cool, but I wanted to be a trainer. Like I knew it. My first month in LuLaRoe, it's like, I'm going to be a trainer. What's up? I'm gonna be a trainer. Like that's all I knew is how am I gonna get there? And one thing that I didn't do was go out like recruiting. And those of you who are on my team know that I've never been like, oh, you need this and this is why. Like, or even my own sister-in-law who's on here, Taya, like they were just like, oh, what's LuLaRoe? Like, can we come learn about it? And that's because I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, so people were automatically attracted. And I had that goal set in mind, and which kind of made me do what I was supposed to be doing. So it's this constant, like, it's like this in like normal life too, not just LuLaRoe life. But if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're going to have confidence and you're going to be happy, and people are attracted to happiness. and positivity and that fun, like outgoing positivity, happy, and like people are attracted to that. People aren't attracted to people who are kind of like a little bit more like sad throughout the day, especially on social media. You have to be extremely positive and overly positive. Like you can have bad days. I've totally been like, not even doing it today, you know, and people are like, oh, I get it, I've been there, you know, and that happens too. But it's mostly the positivity and the believing in yourself and that confidence that comes, that brings success, and the people are attracted to it. And it's a natural occurrence. And once you start building a team, it just happens really quickly. It really, really does. And it's not too late. There's so many people who are still interested in LuLaRoe, and it's only growing. And guess what happens when it gets like really big? They add new lines. Like they added so many lines this year, and guess what? They add new prints, and they add more of the prints. And I'm getting so many printed leggings. I've never had, since like I first started, I've never had print on print, like only prints. I ordered TC leggings. I got only prints. Like, woo, we should all be freaking out, you know? It's awesome. And so like LuLaRoe just keeps getting better. And it's because, and part of it, like I know that I have trust and I have complete faith in this company. If you put $5,000 into this company, you should have faith in it too, or else you shouldn't have put $5,000 into it. What were you thinking? You better trust them. I wouldn't give some $5,000 I didn't trust. They actually talked about that at the leadership, and I was like, dude, they're so right. Like, why would someone, I was like, man, why would I put $5,000 into something that I didn't believe in? And it's because I did believe in it, and I hope you guys do too. And with that belief, you do have to find a goal that you have. And, you know, my goals are changing all the time, as yours are, I'm sure. And one of my current goals is I just want to be completely debt free, which we're kind of there, but we, you know, continually reinvest. And so every single month we rack our credit card up, but then every single month we pay it off. But I want to get it to the point where it's like rack it up, pay it off immediately, right? You know what I mean? And to build more and build more for future, you know, future preferences. And so that's one of my goals. I do want to become a coach in the company. That's another goal I have. And I never thought I would get there, but it's, you know, the team's working really hard, and there's some girls under me who are really trying to make it to trainers. And it's like, whoa, man, like it's so funny. Like, I'm like, I never thought. I started LuLaRoe to make $1,000 extra a month. And that was enough for me. I was like, sweet, if I can make $1,000 extra a month, my husband doesn't have to work and he's in school. I'm like, okay, you know, and then my goals became like, well, that was, I mean, it wasn't easy, but I'm like, wow, I can make more than $1,000. Like, I didn't believe that. And I'm just like, okay, well, what about 12,000 for cruise qualifying, you know? And then it was 15,000, like second level cruise qualifying, you know? And it just like, these goals like kept helping me push and work and put in effort. But the people who make $10,000 to $15,000 in this company, I guarantee you they have goals. They absolutely have goals that they look at, that they think about, that they're working towards. And I guarantee you they work 24/7 their first 90 days. They absolutely do. And it's because you have to. Like, how would something come so easy if you didn't have to work so hard? Like, it doesn't work like that, you know? You do absolutely have to work hard, and you have to have that purpose and those goals to get there. And so I'm really glad that I went to the Inspire Tour this last week, because something that I've been struggling with is time management and how much time to dedicate to LuLaRoe versus how much time to dedicate to my daughter versus how much time to dedicate to my team and everything. I actually wanted to pull up a little note on that. But actually, you know what? First, let's talk about goals. Hold on, a little ADD over here. Let's, how much minutes am I at right now? I think we can keep it on, but let's keep it recorded and talk about goals a little bit more. I want to hear from y'all, and then we'll talk a little bit about the scheduling and stuff. So if you feel comfortable, I want you guys to think about your goals a little bit and share them. Oh, hey, Lacey. We're talking about goals. And just talk about your goals a little bit. And your goals are going to change. It's kind of like your why. Like, my why in the beginning was like, ooh, I want to make money to support my husband, which, like, that's still my why. But now it's more like, well, I kind of want to help other people make that money too. And I want to make it myself. And then I'm like, well, I kind of want to do something and be something and have a purpose. And, you know, your whys just keep changing. And My why is like, I want everyone on my team or everyone I meet in life, I want to like seriously show people how to be confident and like help them be confident. That's really what I feel like my why is now. And I feel like, oh, well, you can't buy confidence, but you can buy LuLaRoe, and that's like the same thing. You know, you can really feel that confidence when you wear LuLaRoe clothing. It's so weird that skirts can, that's what they say, skirts can change people's lives, but they really, really can. You know, I absolutely believe that. And so that's why I sell LuLaRoe, and I love supporting and helping my family. And obviously money's number one. So I don't want that to be like, I want your goal to be a little bit more than that, because your why should be more than money. Money's obvious. If there was no money making in LuLaRoe, I guarantee none of us would be doing it. Like, money is like, that's a no-brainer. You need to dig down deeper. Like, really, what is your real goal? Like, besides money? Like, obviously, that's going to be great. But what else? Like, why do you make that money? You know, what are you going to do with it?
Do you want us to share?
Yep. So kind of, if whoever wants to share, let's talk about it a little bit. If it gets to be 9:40, I'm just going to stop recording and we can still talk, but I want to make it so that I don't have to go through the whole YouTube and take forever to post the recording.
Okay. Well, I'll go first if no one else wants to go.
Yeah. And I actually, if you don't mind, I'm actually going to write down some of y'all's goals, and I'm going to.
Oh, yes, please. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll start. Well, at Inspire Tour, I like whenever, oh dang, Jordan was talking to us about our why, and he was having us like turn around and talk to someone, and they just kept looking at us like, why? Well, why? Well, why? And it felt like you were talking to a 4-year-old that just keeps saying, well, why, mom? Why? Why, mom? And you're like, oh my gosh, stop. But anyways, and so I discovered that I do have more than one why. My original why was because like after having my first daughter, like postpartum depression really had me down, and then I discovered like another goal / why is that I like to educate. I like to educate people and uplift people. And that's something that I can do through LuLaRoe. I can teach people, and I can uplift people. And that's a goal I have, is to do that every day. And I use social media. I use my Instagram and my Facebook group, and I try to do that. I try to post something uplifting, and I try to make it interactive. Another goal I have is to buy a house. I want to buy like at least a 4-bedroom house. Really, really want that. And another goal of mine, like, why buy a house?
Just kidding. Good.
No, you're fine. No, like it just feels so weird because I still kind of feel like I'm not an adult, but I am. I'm like, I have 2 kids. I pay my bills. I pay my rent. And so then just like thinking about like buying a house, I'm like, that's scary. There's just like a whole nother step into adulthood that I'm just like not ready for. But I know through LuLaRoe and the financial support it gives my family, I'll be able to do that. I'll be able to get debt free, and I'll be able to buy a house.
That's awesome, Rose.
Those are some of my goals.
You rock.
Thank you.
What about you, Lacey?
I have goals in different facets. Like, I obviously have my why, but my current goal that I'm focusing on right now is my inventory goal, and it's to get my inventory to 1,500 pieces, not counting leggings. And I'm at about...
That's my goal!
I'm at about 900, so I'm not like too far off. I think I have to launch another style.
Amelia.
I think I'm going to do the Lindsay next because I need kimono, and then I think I'm going to do the jade at the new year when people are dieting.
That's smart, girl. You smart.
We're going to start
Sarah. Oh, you don't wear Sarah's where you live.
It's too hot. Yeah, you'd only be able to wear them like 1 month, 2 months, maybe.
You're right.
So that's like the goal that I'm like hardcore hitting right now. But my other goal is to be a better sponsor, and I'm just kind of hunkering down and writing, daily to-do list for that.
Aw, you go, girl. Thank you. See, that's the thing is like, there's different goals wherever we're at. You know what I mean? Okay, Leilani, what's up?
So let's see. My goal, launch on Saturday.
That's my goal for you too.
Okay, not really. My goal is actually to move out. I need a place of my own. My son needs a place of his own.
I knew that.
Yeah, I'm trying to move out by the time he starts 6th grade. See, that's next year. So I'm giving myself a lot of time because not in a huge rush. My parents aren't like, hey, get the heck out of my house type of thing. So it's like, whatever. And I'm an only child, so who else are they going to take care of? No, I'm just joking. They hear me? But so that's pretty much it. And then let's see, after I get the place, I want a different car so I can tote all my LuLaRoe everywhere that I want to go and have pop-ups, because let me tell you, I was having pop-ups and I was having a blast. Like, they were so much fun. And having a place will allow me to grow inventory. So just that one step will launch so much for me. That's pretty much it right now.
Okay, I only have 10 minutes, and then I can call back on I didn't sign into the right account. They're like, your free meeting will end in 10 minutes. I'm like, wait, what? I pay for the service, so I must have signed into the wrong account. So I'm going to ask a few more people, and then we'll sign into another one. Is that okay? But thank you, Leilani. Just in case if it cut me off, I didn't want to. But I knew that, and I think that's awesome. That's a great goal. And launching, though, yes, is your first goal. This weekend? Ooh, hey. Okay, what's up, Tay? I know you want to talk. You turned your screen on for us. Is that a Carly? That's cute.
Isn't it cute?
I love it. Ooh,
we had two, and it's been there for a while. So
really? I want it. So
I know, right? Okay. My goals is our first goal is to get a new house because we've outgrown it completely. We're like bursting at the seams. And then, but like LuLaRoe wise, my goal is I really want to be a trainer. So that's like a big goal for me. And I'm so close to it. So technically I have 11 in the queue, but 2 of them signed up on accident. So really, I have 9.
I have like 4 to 6 of those accidentals. I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm like, can't you just be real? So that's my my big goal. And then like cruise qualifying was like my first goal. And now like 3rd level cruise qualifying is my like big goal. I'm like, I'm going to do it. So that's a big goal for me. And then I think that's pretty much it. But
just don't get pregnant before that cruise, girl.
I know. We'll see. That happens, and I'll just have to go buy me a cruise somewhere else.
Okay, there you deserve it. We'll bring Robert.
Right.
Yay, thank you. Okay, who else wants to share? Holly, and who else? I'm calling on the people who won't hate me for calling on them. What about our noobs?
You should call in Susanna.
I was thinking about Susanna. I was looking at her. She's getting a little giddy.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I think for me, it kind of started as like, I kind of started where Rose was, and I didn't really realize that I was having any kind of postpartum depression at all because I've had 5 kids, and that hasn't ever really been something that I've had to deal with before. But I was definitely having a hard time after having my last one. And then I'd heard about LuLaRoe before, but I didn't really try it again until one of my friends was talking about the Dot Dot Smile dresses, and I only have a girl. and then 4 boys. And I was like, I get 1 dress for my daughter. And well, I have like, so now it's insane. It's almost embarrassing how much I have. But, you know, I felt so good again. Like, and I used to be like this really spunky, like crazy person who wore like cartoon shirts to high school, like all the time. Like that was just me. And I just wore whatever I wanted to. And then all of a sudden after I started having kids, I was like full on like mom uniform, like pretty boring clothes. I had like a couple shirts that were still fun, but for the most part, I just wasn't myself. And I think the biggest reason why for LuLaRoe for me was just like finding myself again and helping other people feel that way. You know, like, I don't know, I didn't realize how much I missed being crazy and spunky and wearing random stuff. And LuLaRoe, and so I don't know. It's just finding myself again. So yeah, that's all.
Dude, I can totally relate. I used to wear the weirdest stuff and like just be funky like that, and I kind of lost it a little bit. I totally can relate to that, especially with fashion choices. And I would look at some of my old clothes and I'm like, ew, like I don't even like any of my clothes. Why do I own them? They're so boring and ugly. But I wore them because I like made me look like a tiny bit thinner, and I was like, I don't even care as long as I look thinner. And I was just like, puke, barf. So I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop this, and then I want you guys all to come back, please, into my next video. Okay, I'm gonna post another link. Okay, come back.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.